Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare here with Tsquare Talk. So today I wanted to do a video where I talk a little bit about food insecurities and what's going on in the world. I know everybody has heard this time and time again from YouTubers or from even now we're starting to hear it on mainstream media where they're talking about, food shortages caused by XYZ. It could be any number of things. There are so many, but there's a new thing that just popped up over in Africa. And I shouldn't say new because it's been getting worse and worse every year. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that today because a lot of people think in terms of how things are here in the United States. Right now, here in the United States, I mean, there is still food on the grocery shelves. However, that can change on a dime. And I don't say this to worry people. I say this so people can understand. And the first thing in any situation is believing that there is a problem or that there can become a problem. Once you understand that, once you have acceptance, then you can start making a plan and getting your plan working and preparing for potential what could be on the horizon. So before we get started, as always, I like to thank all the subscribers to the channel and ask that if you're not already subscribed, please take a quick minute, hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment because I love reading everybody's comments. I try to make it a point to reply back to every single comment. I now have software that helps me monitor comments on all 1600 videos that I have up. We try to post a video up every Monday through Friday. Usually on Tuesday nights we do go live. So with that being said, let's jump right into what's going on. Now, in order to find these articles, you're going to have to type in. I got tipped off to this article by a buddy of mine that specifically I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in Africa, the drought, because it affects such a large population of people, 20 million people. With starvation. They're having a lot of food insecurities over there right now. They've been in a 3-year drought, basically. And, here in Texas, I mean, the fact that I haven't gotten rain now in almost 50 days is kind of crazy. Usually this time of the year, we get a lot of little showers coming in off the Gulf. We haven't had any yet, which is really surprising because now I've got my big garden. I'm having to go out and water it every day. However, I am looking at different options to kind of keep that going without having an inflated water bill because everything's going up. If water starts getting more expensive, then essentially the food costs you more. If fertilizer's going up, the food's going to cost you more. If gas prices are going up and they're having to ship the food around the world, around the U.S., then prices are going to go up. Anytime there is a cost associated with a product, as that cost goes up, that price increase will be passed on to the consumer, which is us. And we're seeing not only price issues now, but we're also seeing the price issues and we're seeing issues that are out of control even for the rich. Now, I know if you have plenty of money, there are more answers. However, I live in the real world with possibly a bunch of you that we're not rich, and we've got to make do with kind of what we have coming in. So the thing that I found most interesting, too, as I pulled up this article and scrolled down a little bit, I'm seeing this is a trend all over the world now. I mean, right here, there's another article about a huge wall of fire. They basically had a big fire that broke out, and that's affecting 3.1 million people. The drought over in Cape Horn region of Africa, 20 million people are affected by that. A lot of people are fleeing. A lot of people in the Amazons are fleeing. They are moving away from the area. And when you have to flee, you don't really get to take a lot of your stuff with you. You've got to take what is most important to you. Obviously, everybody knows about what's going on in Ukraine. A lot of people know what's going on in Russia. All this stuff is only making things worse, in my opinion. The more people have to move around, the more they can't prepare. Being able to be stationary gives you an edge, I believe. That's why I'm kind of big on prepping. I don't want to be a nomad. I don't want to have to abandon my house and have to leave because I know I can't take everything with me, which means you've accumulated stuff for nothing. However, as I pull up this article, I wanted to show you guys this article because it's difficult. It's difficult on a lot of people around the world right now with the food shortages. And a lot of people here in the U.S. Kind of take this for granted. I've talked to a few personal people that I know in my real life, and they're like, you're just being cheap. You just don't want to spend your money. And to a point, I'm not going to lie. You guys know me. I'm tight with my money. I don't like spending a lot of money on different stuff. I try to do more for myself. I don't pay someone to mow my lawn. I don't like going to the grocery store and having to buy produce every day. Same with eggs. I raise my own chickens. I've got my own little farm area. It's not a big area. It's basically a city plot. Because I hear people say to me, oh, well, I can't do anything because I live in the town or I live in a city and I got neighbors. And, having a garden is probably the most basic thing. None of your neighbors are probably going to be able to do anything mean to you, I guess you could say, or really talk bad about you when you're growing produce. In fact, my neighbors have actually now asked me, now that my garden is really starting to show, a lot of my neighbors have been like, hey, maybe we can work out some kind of a deal on if you want to trade off some of your fresh produce when you're getting too much of it. They know I'm going to have too much of it, and I am going to have too much of it. I mean, I'm looking at, 50 to 60 cucumber plants, over 100 tomato plants, 40 or 50 butternut squash plants. I've got 20, 30, maybe 40 zucchini plants, yellow squash plants. I've got a blueberry bush going now. Some stuff I don't have a lot of, and some stuff I just have a lot of because I understand it's a staple food. Zucchini, I use zucchini almost on a daily basis in the summer. Why? Because I make a lot of stir fries. I eat a lot of Asian type foods. I like fried rice. I like stir fries. And then on top of that, I have some smaller stuff that I don't eat on a regular basis, kind of like blueberries. I don't eat tons of them. But I want to have a few. That way it gives me a diversity, kind of like an herb garden. I have some herbs going and stuff. A lot of different onions and that type of stuff. And this month I'm trying to focus a lot of my videos more to the preparing and gardening aspect. And the reason I'm doing that is because during the summer, a lot of times people basically take for granted what's going on. They know that summer food is plentiful. They don't worry about it. People always worry when times are getting tough. Think about the people that are semi-preppers or they're preparedness people. I don't like to use the word hoarders because some people say, oh, a prepper is just a hoarder. Now, I don't believe that to be the case. I am borderline probably both. But the difference between a prepper and a hoarder, in my personal opinion, is one has extreme organization skills. If you're really organized with your preps, you have a nice list, you keep order, you're constantly rotating stuff, you're getting stuff. That is prepping. That's just preparing for what could happen down the road. Now, hoarding, I'll be honest, when I first got started prepping, I just bought stuff. And I just threw it in the pantry. Just kept throwing stuff in the pantry. I had banana boxes just filled with canned goods. Hey, you know what? I'll take 5 of them. Put them in a banana box. No rotation, no nothing. Now, in my personal opinion, a canned good is going to last a long time. I've used canned goods now. This is going to sound bad to some people, but I've used canned goods that have been expired by 3-4 years. And, it tasted fine when I opened it. I tend to push my luck a little more now because everything is normal. If I did hypothetically get sick tomorrow, I could go see my doctor. However, I don't want to be taking chances and learning when times get tough. And that's a problem that's going to happen with a lot of people. A lot of people are going to want to go out and try to figure out how to make a garden once there's no food at the grocery store. or once we're in the middle of winter, you're not going to have that option. I'm in Texas, so we can actually plant year round. Obviously, the crops are different in the winter months. I don't have snow. Rarely have I seen snow. I've seen snow twice in Texas in the last 20 years. The part of Texas that I'm in South Texas. So, but I'm saying this because when we plan and we prep, we're not prepping for today. We're prepping for what looks like it's coming down the horizon. And that's why I'm seeing, as I look through the articles of different things like food shortages, droughts, this, that. I mean, right now we're still using crops that are partially from last year because the new crops haven't come out yet. However, if the crop season is lower this year, that is going to cause supplies to run down. Now, those supplies will be pushed out this fall, maybe into the winter. But the late winter, early spring, that is where the problem will come up. There may not be enough to make it to the end. If hypothetically I'm giving you $200 a week or whatever, I don't know. Everybody's got different family sizes and food size, but let's just say I'm giving you $200 a week for food, and you're doing fine. Every week you make it, and then all of a sudden, I cut you down to $100. Whether that is a cut down because inflation, now your $200 only buys you $100 worth of stuff, you may not feel it right off because maybe you got a few extra canned goods in your pantry. You'll start using that stuff up, and then you'll start offsetting it with some new stuff coming in. However, eventually it will catch up to you, and that's kind of what I see is going to happen come this late winter, maybe even middle of winter, when they don't have as much food because it's being consumed. A lot of people are using what they have right now. They're trying to make do. A lot of people around the world are moving. They're being relocated, or they are relocating themselves for better options. Now, the reason I'm showing you all this, like I said, I can't reiterate enough the importance of being prepared. Get prepared now. How cheap is it? I've done a lot of videos on this that you don't need to be rich to be prepared. You don't even need a lot of extra money. I mean, literally a 50-pound bag of rice is $22, $23. Now, I know to some people, they're like, $22 for rice? That sounds like a lot, but we're talking 50 pounds. We're talking 2 5-gallon buckets for $20. I mean, I've seen people buy a couple of mixed drinks for $20. I've seen people buy a scratch-off lottery ticket for $20. People spend $20 on crazier things. And to pick up, say, a 50-pound bag of rice and have it in their pantry, store it, start learning how to cook it. I mean, I'll be honest, when I first started prepping, another little secret that some people, the people that have been subscribed to me for a long time, probably know some of this about me, but I didn't even like rice. I didn't even like beans. Rice and beans, I was like, oh my word, why? And I just bought them. I bought my 50-pound bag of beans. I bought my 50-pound bags of rice, and I preserved it for long-term preservation, which means it has a 25-year shelf life. Now, if you want to learn more about that, I will put a video at the end of this video, so you can just tap that link, that photo link, video, thumbnail link, whatever they call it, at the end of the video, and you can watch how to preserve rice for 25 years for nothing, really. I mean, it cost me $2 for a big Mylar bag. It cost me $2 for a 5-gallon plastic bucket with an airtight lid. You can actually get the buckets for free if you know people, or you just go to your local, essentially, burger place where they go through a lot of pickles. Pickle buckets are great. They're food grade buckets, and they're long-term preservation. They really make a difference. And then, you're out to $22 for your rice bag, your bag of rice. But a lot of people just don't focus, and you got to know how to use it. Like I said, I did not like beans and rice. I was not a fan of it, and I didn't really use this stuff. Now I cook beans and rice almost on a daily basis. I'll cook like a big pot of rice, and I will make sushi or I will make poke bowls, or I will make fried rice, or I will just eat white rice with some vegetables, and of course some kind of meat or protein. A lot of fish lately because a lot of my friends are into fishing, so it does give me the option of scoring some free fish now and then, and I'll work them out of trade. Maybe I'll come, now that we're in garden season, I mean, I'll be able to trade people garden vegetables for fish like crazy, and that will be a big edge. So, you know, I really wanted to do this video. Like I said, this month it's going to be a lot of talking about prepping and growing garden, that type of stuff, alternative things that you can do to get prepared for what is happening. I highly recommend you subscribe to the channel. I will put a link up under this video. That way you can subscribe to our Tsquare Talk Discord chat room. It's free to join. We put a lot of tips on there. Unfortunately, Discord only allows me to put a link on there that's good for 6 or 7 days. So if you're watching this video in a month from now when things really got crazy and you're like, oh my word, I wish I had seen this sooner, and then you go and you click the link and you join and you're like, I want to see what kind of stuff I could be doing to preserve my money, to prep my inventories, to this and that. And you go to click the link and it don't work. That's because the link is only going to be good for 7 days. Unfortunately, that's not me that sets that up. That is Discord. They don't want people having long-term links, basically. So, but you know, you can periodically check in, or you can leave me a comment and say, hey, I really want to join your Discord, but the link didn't work. I need an updated link. And I can just comment under that with a hyperlink that will take you right to it. So that way you can kind of get in the group. We do a lot of talking about preservation of wealth normally, when that comes to gold, silver, cryptos. Some people view crypto as a preservation of wealth, and to a certain point I do believe it is, but I also believe that there's a lot of gambling behind it, because it is a digital asset. However, investing in fiat currency, I believe there is a gamble behind it. That's why we're seeing every currency of the world continue to go down in value as they print obscene amounts of it, really. So it's something that I do want people to think about. So please, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Keep in touch, leave me a comment, and I really hope I'll see you guys again on Tsquare Talk. Join us on a Tuesday night if you want. Hop in the live stream. We go live every Tuesday night, and we've got videos up every Monday through Friday. So thank you all for watching. You guys have a great day, and you know, start prepping today. Little things, a couple extra cans of canned goods when you go by the grocery store, maybe some seeds, pack of seeds, and just dig a hole and plant them. Most seeds, if you plant them 1 inch down, they're gonna grow. Unless they're like tiny stuff like lettuce or spinach, you don't want to go 1 inch down. But big items, squash, cucumbers, those are usually 1 inch. Medium-sized plants like tomato plants, that type of stuff, you're usually looking at 1/2 inch. Stuff like spinach, kale, lettuce, that's usually about 1/4 inch. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you guys again on Tsquare Talk, and you guys all have a great day. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.